Perhaps you've heard of Resolution Copper's proposal to develop what would be the largest copper mine in the United States. A project that, for about 4 decades, will supply the U.S. with billions of pounds of copper, create thousands of American jobs, and generate billions of dollars for the U.S. and local economies. But it's important to understand that, before mining can begin, Resolution must undergo a rigorous federal review process. The review centers on a Mine Plan of Operations, or MPO, a document that details every aspect of the mine's operations and impact. The Resolution Copper Mine will create thousands of jobs and be one of the most technologically sophisticated and efficient mining operations in the world. It will rely on a well-established technique called block caving to extract the deposit that lies 7,000 feet deep.
I definitely see this whole situation going on as a continuation of colonization against our people. We see through various events that the government does not honor the trust relationship that they have with us indigenous people. And I believe with that lack of respect, they're able to just give away lands such as Oak Flats.
Resolution Copper has spent over $1 billion to date in order to develop a detailed mine plan of operations. As promised to the public in November of 2013, Resolution Copper submitted its Mine Plan of Operations to the U.S. Forest Service. The MPO describes every aspect of the project. Once the plan has been reviewed for completeness by the United States Forest Service, comprehensive review of the project under the National Environmental Policy Act, or NEPA, will officially begin before a final MPO can be issued. The NEPA process is led by the USFS and involves a review by other state and federal agencies like the Environmental Protection Agency. During NEPA, the USFS and their independent third-party contractor will also release a draft and final Environmental Impact Statement, or EIS, which analyzes the overall environmental impact of the Resolution Copper project. Under NEPA, the USFS is required to complete consultation with Native American tribes.
In being a Christian and holding their Bible, many of them will board a plane or get on a ship and go back overseas to cross-reference with what the Bible is, and they go to the Holy Lands. Well, for us Native people, it's embedded in our language, it's embedded in our ceremonies, it's embedded in our songs, and it's embedded in just our character. And so for us in teaching that, and for our children that may question it, can go actually to the holy sites here in North America and touch those places. Once this is gone, then how are our children going to relate to the holy places? Because it's not overseas, it's here for us. So when people go from here overseas, they respect what God had done there. They hold that dear, because that's important. Well, we don't see the difference, but I guess when greed is involved.
Prior to a record of decision being issued, Section 106 of the National Historic Preservation Act will require our Mine Plan of Operations to comply with all regulations relating to Native American cultural and religious sites.
We want the traditional people and the Apache people to have access to this land, to be able to use it in a ceremonial purpose and whatever purpose they see fit for them as Apache, not by some senator, not by some mining company.
At the end of the process, the USFS will issue a final Environmental Impact Statement and Record of Decision. Only then can a final MPO be issued by the USFS.
Everything will wash away. It is good. A new race is coming. Everything will burn to ash. It is good. A new nation is rising. Everything will sweep away. It is good.
We don't want this freeway. We don't need it. It's not for our conveniences. It's not for our purposes. It's not for our benefit. And there are elders here today. One of them is actually going to speak on it. We want clean air, we want a clean environment for our children.
When you take your touch Quinn, when you get it, come on. We give from high to market. My name is Tash Quinn, and I come from the village of Kamatki. I'm here to tell you that what you're about to do by building that 202, very bad thing.
It's been talked about and deliberated for decades, the construction of the Loop 202 through Ahwatukee. Well, tonight, it looks like construction may soon get underway, and a lot of people will soon start losing their homes.
I'm here to tell you that 5 times you have come to my community. 5 times you kept telling me no. That word no is your language. We have no word no in my language. 5 times we've said no to you. And again, one of our elders asked, what part of no do you not understand? We do not need that. You're going to kill us. That pollution that's going to go to there is going to kill us.
That's Pecos Road right down there.
And that's where the freeway is going to come through.
That's where the freeway would be.
The president's home is right on the border of where the freeway will run. She says concerns over air pollution and hazardous material.